Okay, so probably the biggest question is, why do I think the YNA cryptocurrency token is a good place to preserve your wealth while we're going through crazy economic times? The main reason, I think, is because I'm 71 years old, meaning I've lived through, mainly in this order, the 1973 to 1975 oil embargo crisis, which was triggered by the Gulf War, the 1986 to 1995 savings and loan crisis, where over 30% of all these savings and loan institutions, savings and loan banks, failed. The word is failed, yes. The student loan crisis for the duration of the 1990s, where student loan indebtedness took on a remarkably striking large jump up and carries over all the way till today. That's a 30-year crisis, folks. The internet stock bubble of 2001, and that was spurred on largely because all of a sudden, with the invention of the internet and the release of it, the average guy could buy and sell stocks, which made the market a lot less controlled. And the subprime housing crisis of 2008, which I don't know whether any of you remember, but was due to subprime loans. In other words, they were loaning money, the banks were loaning money to anybody, just so they could keep producing revenue and churn the product. And then they take loans that had been given out to people that probably weren't going to be able to repay them and bundled them with other ones, so it was hard to follow who you were really buying a loan from and who you really were having as your creditor. So with that being said, a good place to preserve your money, I believe, is in something like a cryptocurrency, which has a very, very, very low cost of maintenance. Unlike banks, just Friday, a couple days ago, we had a bank, the Silicon Valley Bank, which is the 16th largest bank in the country and the second largest bank to ever fail in the United States. It went under because it took people's deposits, invested them in very, very conservative bonds, and then didn't make enough money with the bonds, actually lost money with their investments. So when people came to get their money out, the value of what they had bought with their money was lower than the amount of money they had started with. So that tells you where financial experts that managed funds in a bank can't even get the number right. YNA had two choices. They could tag their stock value or their token value to either BNB coin or Ethereum coin. Chose BNB because the Ethereum gas fees, which are the fees that Ethereum charges to buy and sell, move anything that's connected to to Ethereum, are very, very high compared to BNB. And BNB has both the US BNB and the international BNB token, which move in lockstep. They're always the same price, but they're accessible through different places. If you're living in the United States, you can only access the BNB USA token. So anyways, Here's to show BNB since inception. Obviously, it's never going back to the $13 that it was, that $15 that it was down there per token. But there's no saying it's not going back to the 671 or the 638. And as you can see, in the last 3/4 of a year, it's been relatively stable, but on a upward trend. If you notice, the lows are lower and then higher, and now we're at $283 as of right now, right there. And Ethereum has almost a very similar type of projectile, but like I said, the fees are so high, it's not a good investment to go that route. So anyways, that's what I wanted to point out today. Thank you very much for your interest, and we'll see you all later.